The Big 12 preseason player of the year needs just 105 points to become the program's all-time leading scorer. Now, I'm of course talking about Kansas State's Ayoka Lee. And in addition to this preseason conference honor, Lee holds 43 single-game season and career records here at Kansas State. However, she says there is unfinished business. She said, we had a great season last year, but there are some things like that Big 12 title and getting eliminated in the second round of the NCAA tournament that she says has really stuck with this team.
For Joe Foley, what are the keys to victory for his team?
Yeah, I think Little Rock, defense to offense, this is a team that's forcing 20 turnovers in their first 3 games, so they've got to be able to get out, turn those into some easy points. Value possessions. It's also a team that can be turnover prone, 15 turnovers a game. We'll see how they can handle K-State's length. You can't give away possessions to a top 10 team. And then for K-State, Coach Minnie has talked about we over me offense. This is a team 87 points a game, 40% from beyond the arc, 45 points in the paint. You got a really strong inside-outside game, and they're not really caring who's scoring the ball. They want the best shot. And locked-in mindset. You want to see this team jump on teams early, kind of a business, dominant mindset, crisp habits. It's competition's about getting ready to wrap up with Duke, DePaul, OU potentially on the horizon.
Yeah, those big games coming up a week from today down in Las Vegas, beginning with Duke, a team that's ranked in the top 15. Little Rock with the ball to begin. They're in the maroon jerseys. Right on cue, Faith Lee, a jumper that won't go. K-State gets the rebound. You see the starting 5 for the Wildcats, the same as it's been for all 5 games this year. Poindexter has been a revelation, the newcomer for K-State. Initially, looks like man-to-man inside against Lee. Then the denial on the pass in by Emerald Parker, tallest player on the roster at 6'3". Electric freshman swats away the entry feed. Intended for Lee, coming off those 28 points against the Creighton Blue Jays, and really her first extended action of the year. Now a double team on Lee as K-State swings the ball around. It goes to Walker, left wide open. Skip pass coming to Poindexter. Shot clock down to 2, down to 1. Walker, a late 3. Banked off the glass. What a start.
Well, Zyanna Walker didn't shoot the 3 a whole lot, didn't shoot it very well a season ago, but she's kind of come on here the last couple of games, and if you can get a 3rd consistent, even be that 4th consistent score from beyond the arc, that's big things for K-State's offense.
Wildcats come in. Again, it's just 3 games, as you said, early in the season, but 40% shooting from behind the arc. A lot of that Poindexter, a lot of that Jalen Glenn. And with Lee inside, that's always been the thought. If you can get outside shooting consistently with Lee inside, you're going to really cause teams some issues. 1 and done for the Trojans again. Back to the other end we go. Jalen Glenn left open. Fakes the 3. Hits Lee with a pass. She gets her own follow and an and 1.
A good ball movement. K-State with the floor spread. They get the ball moving from side to side.
Immediate second chance as the defense relaxes for a moment. Lee's free throw well short. Little Rock comes away with the rebound, but a 5-0 start for the 10th ranked Wildcats, who have blown away their competition the first 3 games of the season. And all 3 teams were teams either ranked or receiving votes, the top 25. Green Bay and Belmont both ranked in the mid-major top 15. Faith Lee, another tough shot. That won't come close. And the rebound, Jalen Glenn wisely keeps her heel from falling on the touchline. Wildcats back the other way. Jump pass. Sundell with a man running at her. Couldn't hit the 3, and the rebound to the Trojans.
Well, this will be a little bit more up-in-your-face kind of defense.
Shug Williams laying it in on the other side with the right hand, gets the foul and an and 1. Not exactly how you draw it up, right hand from the left side, but it worked. Now Williams to the free throw line, 10 out of 15 this year. She'll make the first free throw of the night for the Trojans. And it's 5-3, just underway from Bramlage. K-State with 2 games in 3 days before they get some time off before the Duke game. Lee again missing a short bunny, but getting her own rebounding.
Maybe he's got a hair more time to be able to get that shot up.
Lee makes the first free throw, 6 of 10 at the line, and she'll miss that one short. A lot of the free throws have been short. Drive and a pass picked off by Sundell, and so far K-State's defense has been on point. Poindexter open right side. three is just long, and the rebound to the Trojans. Poindexter intercepts the pass on the near side. She'll go coast to coast and not get the lay-in. Gets her own rebound and puts that in.
Kind of asked a little bit more from a defensive standpoint to be as consistent on the defensive end as she has been on the offensive end.
Brooks up top to Lee, guarded by Poindexter. Holman, a guarded three, is going to go. And the Trojans hanging in there here early in the first quarter.
Holman, another upperclassman, and you see it more and more from a...
Great pass to Lee, yeah.
You see it more and more on rosters. You got more upperclassmen just from transfer portal, COVID kind of hanging out. But Holman, again, one of those senior guards.
And going back to those Green Bay, Belmont, Creighton games for K-State, there were a ton of upperclassmen on those teams. Here's Walker with another steal, and she'll go left-handed and lay it in. 5 for Zyanna Walker already.
Well, now you see K-State using some defense, get their offense going a little bit. Again, the length, they've done it.
Somewhat frustrating K-State, and on the other end, Holman able to drop one in. So she's got 5 points.
Comes in, Holman does, averaging 7 points a game. Again, kind of referenced her a little bit, but the senior guard, one of those upperclassmen.
Sundell, a contested jumper, that won't go, and the Trojans get the rebound. So 2 turnovers right there in a row, almost for K-State. Sanchez, both were the same sort of deal, not very strong with the ball. Brooks hits the 3, and suddenly it's a 1-point game. Jalen Glenn lets go a long 3. That's off the mark. K-State's missed their last 5 shots and hasn't scored in 3 minutes.
And just 1 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Step back jumper on the baseline, a difficult shot, and Glenn on the follow through fouls. That'll be the second on Jalen Glenn, ahead of the free throw line. Looking for her first points, and she gets the free throw to drop. It's the game that they felt that they let away. And they got just destroyed at Auburn. In a game where they lost by nearly 40 points. So looking for a little bit of a bounce back here today before they go to Missouri on Friday.
They've got a little bit of a murderer's row in terms of 3 games on the road. And then Arkansas at home, Arkansas, Auburn, K-State, Missouri.
Double comes on Poindexter. Sanchez hits the 3-pointer.
Good ball movement when the ball doesn't stick. And Sanchez that time ready to shoot.
Rebound got tapped out high. K-State was able to jump on it. Little Rock had led for the first time. On the strength of a 7-0 run. All the baseline batted out. We'll stay with K-State. Milwaukee on Wednesday kind of wondered how much K-State would use Ayoka Lee and Sides, who are both nursing some nagging injuries as they try to, again, manage minutes for their superstar in Lee. And Lee, another and one inside.
It's just such a tough look. It's a nice quick pass from Walker. 3 defenders around Lee. Does a good job of gathering herself, getting herself under, and finishing.
This time she does convert the 3-point play. 8 points for Ayoka Lee to go with 3 boards in 5 minutes. The other night, when she had the 28 points against Creighton, it came in only 16 minutes of play. And the ball that's out.
It was kind of a double take doing game prep. It's like, really? 12.6 minutes? That's all?
Crazy. Lee gets another rebound. This one off the miss of Poindexter, and Lee puts it in, and she's already in double figures.
Defensively.
Lee pulled away for the basket here. Kind of a 5-out look for Little Rock, but it doesn't work out. Another rebound for the Wildcats. Closing this first quarter on an 8-0 run. Final 30 seconds. Sundell nearly threw that one away. Poindexter with her length brings it down. Shot clock and game clock almost identical. Walker driving to the lane. Tough shot and one!
That's what she can do. Used to getting the ball. She got a quick first step. Gets downhill. Kind of looked like she was trying to decide, do I go right? Do I go left?
Walker finishes off the 3-point play, and now she's at 8 points. So Walker and Lee have done the heavy lifting. K-State on an 11-0 run here the last 90 seconds after starting a bit cold from the field. Brenna Burke, the freshman, with the ball. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Burke, let's go a three-pointer. Just short. Rebound Sanchez. Sanchez gets bumped. Ahead it goes to Zyanna Walker. Half-court shot on its way. Good if it went, and it just rims out. A smile and a high five from Jeff Binney for Zyanna Walker, who nearly
13 quarters now for K-State, 20-plus points. So they rebounded well that back half of the first quarter and really dominated in the paint. 14-4 advantage.
Little Rock kind of a sagging zone here for K-State. Amani Lester's in the game. She finds Maupin, who tried to reverse an up and in or maybe pass out of that. We got it knocked away. Wildcats with their third turnover. Little Rock back the other way. So a little bit of a junk defense look there from Little Rock. We'll see how that plays out the rest of this quarter. Lee getting a breather. She has 10 points, 4 boards for K-State. Could have been a foul out high on Faith Lee as Sundell went after the shot, but no call. K-State quickly back the other way. Here's Walker, who had 8 points in the first quarter. Behind the back pass to Sundell. Turns down the shot. Serena now driving all the way to the basket. And the 6'2" point guard lays it in.
But she's just done a good job, Sundell has.
Shug Williams in the lane. Gets defenders in the air with a nice shot fake and then lays it off the glass. Don't see many shot fakes anymore these days.
Not a lot, but just, again, a great crossover, a great dribbling.
Behind Lee, Sundell driving on Brooks. Couldn't quite hit the layup. Rebound being battled, won by the Trojans.
K-State leaving some points out there in the lane, getting some good looks.
Just layups alone going down. This game would be a 20-point lead. Williams fouled on a swipe by Sides. Let's go to Anna Weston, who's got more on Shug Williams for Little Rock.
Thanks, Brian. Head coach Steve Weedor describes Shug Williams as a leader for this team. He says she's a little bit of both a vocal leader and someone who leads by example. He says she's definitely a player that the girls look up to and that they respect. When things aren't going well, she likes to get this team together to talk. He says she's done a good job as a leader for this team.
That's what you want your point guard to do. Sundell left open, can't hit. Maupin the rebound, puts it up and one.
We like that aggressiveness from Maupin. Strong on the offensive board and no hesitation to go right back up. Again, Maupin, one, just kind of figuring out pace, kind of figuring out timing, figuring out strength. And in this junior season, she's got to continue to make plays like that.
Last year, without Lee, K-State goes down to Waco and wins, largely because Maupin went just crazy and had herself a double-double. Lee in the inside gets fouled from behind before the pass.
How's Lee? A defense beats the defense. Gets her in some good ISO.
Inbound play. Maupin curls and scores.
Well, great execution, and again, strong on the finish. She catches in traffic.
Maupin, who in practice puts on a show by dunking quite a bit. Haven't quite seen that in the game yet. A running joke is who will get that first. She can get a run out. Maupin baseline here, trying to tightrope the sideline. Sides, let's go a long three, and it's tipped up and in by Ayoka Lee. She tried to hit Walker. Elena Payne underneath. Williams, another shot fake underneath the basket, and has 8 points.
That time Little Rock has K-State spread. Kind of off the turnover, just a nice fine backdoor cut.
Now at 28 million subscribers, ESPN Plus, the Big 12 continue their wonderful partnership. Understand that it was a bit of a struggle here of unforeseen weather issues in Bristol, Connecticut tonight. They got us back on the air, so we're thankful for them. And now we're off and running here. K-State in the middle of an 8-5 second quarter, but a larger 19-5 run dating back to the first. Side strips Faith Lee on a good defensive play. And K-State forces yet another turnover by Little Rock. Zyanna Walker in the corner. Couldn't hit the three. K-State ice cold today from behind the arc. 2 of 11. Shug Williams trying to make K-State pay on the other end. Gets her own follow, but is fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line.
Testing K-State's on-ball defense, and for the most part, doing a nice job of keeping the dribble in front. But
with K-State 22-8, they've lived there because of Ayoka Lee's dominance early, but no three-pointer going down here to start. How does K-State manage the first time this year without that outside shot going down? Williams in double figures with 10. Taryn Sides will run the point for the Wildcats here. Sides left open. Let's go with three and hits.
Well, just a nice return pass from Zyanna Walker. And again, Sides catching and shooting in rhythm. Another one of the players that in Sides has become a little bit more consistent. And again, you mentioned it earlier, just 3 games in, right? But you like to see the ball going through the hoop.
Williams inside on Lee, had the shot blocked perhaps from behind. Walker leading the break the other way. Shovels out the Sides, who wants to get off another one. Instead, recognizes Lee inside, and Lee lays it in. And a timeout for Little Rock. They're trying to stay in it, game to game, scout to scout, but they are also looking toward the end by March, being a team that is competing for a Sweet 16 or more. A steal by Brooks, who leans into Lee to create the contact. And the open court is one that can make those passes. We saw last year she had someone open here on the wing. Perhaps that would have been the better pass. Because of their presence in the paint, 14 from Ayoka Lee. She already has a double-double. Sides open for a 3.
See, now if shooter's going to shoot, I would have shot that.
Maybe waiting for a better shot in the shot clock. It's Poindexter, and she'll hit it.
Comes around, good ball movement.
Little Rock the other way. Here's Williams taking it strong to the basket. And an offensive foul sold by Taryn Sides. Let's put a shoulder into her, but man, that's a tough call.
I don't think Indy being an official and trying to figure that out.
Might have been just a no call. Makes it 41-22, and with that, K-State an 18-point quarter, so on the precipice of another 20-point frame. 11-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Faith Lee on drive, runs into Taylor, and that'll be a foul on Kennedy Taylor. And that'll put Faith Lee at the free throw line, as that's the 5th foul. Taylor played against this Little Rock team a year ago with Missouri State. Had 5.7 boards in that game. And she'll make the second. Coming up at the half, we'll get to know Kennedy Taylor a little bit better. We'll also talk about this first half. Take a look at the Big 12, if time permits. Shot clock down to 5. Extra pass finds Sides. Steps around a defender, lets it go. It's way short. And the rebound to the Trojans. That'll end the first half. Wildcats 41, Little Rock 23. It wasn't always pretty, but Ayoka Lee and company dominant. And it'll be Williams who will bring it up. It's the man-to-man of K-State. The Wildcats have not veered off of that man-to-man all season. Although you would see with their length that if they ever do go to a zone, that would be a difficult thing for teams to deal with. Missed shot here. Poindexter couldn't quite get the rebound, almost maybe running before she had it.
A little bit of a hesitation in her reaction to go and get the basketball.
So Little Rock able to come back with it. A rare second chance opportunity. Here's Brooks sensing Walker on her hip. Shot clock under 5. Williams contested, throws it up at the basket, misses, and another loose ball that lands with Little Rock.
Well, in that time, hesitation between a couple of different Wildcat players, both going after the basketball.
Brooks just inside the top of the circle. Can't hit, rebound to Lee. So 3 looks on the opening possession for Little Rock, and now a senseless foul out. Look ahead to what's on the horizon. Duke, a team that plays kind of like West Virginia, full court press, all up in your face the entirety of the time. So that's coming a week from today. Kind of to your point, there will be teams with better players, more athletic, and again, really causing issues. Blocked by Walker. Here comes Sides leading the break. Sides wanted Poindexter to cut in. Instead, she'll just drop a little teardrop for a basket herself.
Well, and you could see Little Rock defenders staying home with K-State's offense in that transition.
If anything, it feels like the Trojans have ramped up the aggression. And that'll be out of bounds to K-State. Oh, I don't know about that. Gonna flip it. It'll be K-State basketball.
Challenge of trying to stay poised, trying to stay strong.
Lob into Lee again, doubled. She'll go to the reverse side. And it feels like just that. Collect yourself and go up.
Take a beat.
Easy for us to say.
We don't have 3 defenders over here.
That's right.
Hanging off of us.
In Big 12 play, though, K-State often does beat people because of the quick ability to catch and score. That ball stays high the whole time. Jump stop. That's kind of a crazy look by Holman, but they get the foul on Lee.
She's got to defend the drive to the basket.
8 points for Holman. All the scoring today has been from the starting group for Little Rock. Loose ball rebound to K-State's Jalen Glenn.
Crisp passes side to side, and that's, again,
Taylor trying to reverse up and in. Wanted to get a call, but didn't get the whistle.
not going to be able to just stand and receive.
No. Knocked away by K-State's Glenn. Mentioned it before. K-State's defense, the reason why they've dominated play. I mean, only 45 points here in the third. This is a team that averages close to 87 a game in K-State. Walker just goes in and steals it away from Faith Lee. Walker coast to coast.
Well, nice job from Walker staying with it. Glenn gets the initial deflection. Walker comes away with it.
This season, they do have a number of players with 5 points or more. And 2 in double figures already. As Hannah mentioned, that's Faith Lee finally getting one of those tough jumpers to drop. That's her first field goal of the game. Glenn on the other end, wide open, can't hit it. Sanchez sells a foul underneath.
One of those players that, again, you like, comes in, knocks down a three.
Second by Sanchez goes. 4 points for Gisela off the bench. K-State's bench has 13 points. Little Rock 0 bench points scoring to this point. Holman playing with 3 fouls. Out to Brooks. Neither team has shot the three well, so both are giving that at times. Long 2 here, up and in. So Lee just needed 1 shot to go, and finally now starting to see it drop.
Well, that's usually how it works, right? It's like you've got to see the ball go in the basket, whether that's getting an easy look.
Sanchez, not a bad shot from the elbow, but couldn't get it to go. Out of bounds off of.
5 Wildcat players that are averaging double figures coming into the game, and that 30 of those points are between Taylor and Poindexter. So you're talking about your 2 newcomers kind of making a splash and being productive right off the bat. And again, 3 games in, right? You kind of expect some of those numbers maybe to flatten out.
Sides, great pass up ahead to Walker, who lays it in.
Well, and where Kennedy Taylor has been so good too is being active, being around the ball, and that time comes away with the steal, kind of knocks it loose to get the break going.
Quick shot by Little Rock results in K-State turning it up the other way. Sides up ahead to Glenn. Lobs down to Taylor. And that's her first basket.
Taylor comes in averaging almost 15 points.
Williams has the ball knocked away by Jalen Glenn. Picked up by Sides. Running ahead with Walker. Sides, no look pass. Walker couldn't hit it. Follow by Sanchez, doesn't go, but a foul.
And then beat the Little Rock defense up the floor.
Little Rock, Jeff Mitty's team, outscored the Trojans 8-5 on the fast break. Maupin tips the rebound, and K-State another chance here. Sanchez guarded 3, was perhaps not the best shot. And the Trojans come away with that. Burke, the freshman, steps aside to a 3, couldn't hit it.
And Burke's really been a nice player for Little Rock. She's been unable to get going, kind of the opportunities that she's had on the floor.
Able to take the steal away here from Sides. Burke in transition, the freshman goes up, gets rejected by Walker, but a blocking foul on Walker. So Burke to the free throw line. For more on Brenna Burke, let's go to Hannah Whetstone.
Head coach Chief Weidor spoke highly of the newcomer, saying when she's at practice, she's locked in. He said she really has picked up on things and does everything that we ask of her as coaches. He said he's proud of the way the season has started for her and that they are very fortunate to have her on this roster.
3 threes in the opening game of her career against Central Baptist. Sides couldn't hit. Lester able to get the offensive rebound and put back.
That's just great work by Amani Lester.
For the Wildcats, Holman, tough 3, won't go. Rebound Maupin, final 25 seconds of this quarter. Winding down. A low-scoring third quarter. K-State just 14 points. Little Rock continuing to struggle from the field, has not been able to take advantage. Down to 5 seconds to go in the third. High post Maupin, down low Lester. Trying to fight through the double team, couldn't quite get a grip on it to get the shot off. That'll end the third quarter. But the Wildcats use some transition and use their defense again to turn things up against Little Rock here in the third quarter.
I think you like that, right? To give them reps, to give them a little bit more chemistry of game time.
Set play out of the timeout. Lob for Maupin. Rest to collect and lay it in. Maupin has 6. Holman driving. Lester affects the shot and the loose ball to Sides. In transition again are the Wildcats. Sides hits Walker. Corner 3. Off the rim. There's Maupin. Couldn't hang on. A foul on Little Rock.
Sides has missed a couple short. Not quite getting it there. Not quite getting the ball above the rim.
Sundell the same. Sundell's only played a few minutes today. 16 minutes. Getting an extended breather ahead of Wednesday's game. Her Sides on the inbound. Couldn't quite hit it. Maupin out of nowhere to get the ball. Puts it up and
Just great minutes. Great production from Maupin. 8 points, 4 of 5. She got 5 boards.
In just 7 minutes. Throwing into the game. Tough shot. Lee. No. Rebound Sides. K-State unlikely to finish near their average of 87 points where they've been so far this season, but getting some good minutes from their bench, and Sides buries a 3-pointer. In early non-conference and you're playing a team, you're getting a lot of reps for your third and fourth string. It's kind of the same idea here today. Tough shot goes in for Little Rock.
Well, and those game reps are so different than your reps in practice as well. When you're either going against each other or going against practice guys, it's just hard to replicate.
Getting a lot on film as well for those younger players to look at. Here's Maupin. They travel with it, got it out to Walker. 10 on the shot clock. Walker drives, fouled as she goes up for the shot. Walker, 12 points, I should say, for Zyanna Walker. 6 assists. Hardest, if not the hardest worker on the team. Is in the gym all the time. Makes both. And when one of your best players is that sort of gym rat sort of mentality, you think about the future and the group that's moving on after this year for K-State. The Glens and probably opting, it looks like, to at least come back. But Sundell, Jalen Glenn, Lee, that has been the core of the leadership, setting the benchmark of culture. Walker well positioned to lead it into the next iteration.
Well, and you're looking at it right now, right? This group of 5, you're seeing this next wave kind of here the majority of this second half.
Great point. Walker pulled up jumper, nothing but net.
Well, she's a kid. She played in all 34 games a year ago, averaged 20 minutes.
Burke trying to get oversized to get a shot, could not. Sides gets another rebound. That's her 5th. 8 points, 5 boards, 4 assists for Sides.
I feel like we've seen a lot of lines from a number of different players. Multiple boards, assists, right? It just speaks to how they're sharing the basketball. It's the K-State team averaging 23 assists. They're tops in the league in rebounds. And when you're rebounding from all 5 positions, that locks down your defense.
runner in the lane for Sides. That puts her in double digits. So Hannah Story about multiple players in double figures. 3 tonight for K-State. We've got Maupin with 8. That's Sides' first double-figure game of the season, 4th of her career. Lester, another rebound. We're near the midway point of this 4th quarter. Trying to get Lester involved. Finds a crashing Maupin, and Maupin with her 10th double-figure game of her career.
She's got 10 tonight and 5 boards to go along with that. So you like the look of this second 5. Kind of the longer that they've played, the longer that the second half has gone on.
Maupin has done all of that in 12 minutes of action. Here's Lee trying to work her way inside. K-State, a good job by Lee, who had shot that shot most of the time, passes this time. An extended time with the second unit out on the court. K-State will bring back a few starters just to give them some relief. There's the high-low run perfectly to Lester.
Well, and that's such a difficult thing to guard when you've got Sundell running through that, with the pass running through Sundell at the high post, because she's a scoring option and a threat there as well.
A little bit of a different look with her in that spot. I mean, last year, K-State, she's out high initiating that play. 1:40 to play in the game. Lob to Taylor, over 2, and the foul on.
Has been very active on both ends of the floor, active on the offensive glass. I mean, I think adjusting to having a couple defenders around her and rushing things a little bit, but you like what she's brought as a good backup for Lee in the post play.
Burke, tough reverse won't go. Another rebound for Maupin. Taylor tonight, 3 points, 4 boards, just 11 minutes, but again, not her night. That's all right. K-State, they're not as reliant on their stars needing to have huge nights as they were in the past. Steal by Payne as Side tried to run one with Maupin, and Burke way up high off the window, able to get it in. 6 for her.
And they kind of like, teams tend to like kind of come in and try to ugly it up, right? And like keep it as close as they can, but turnovers, frenetic pace.
Just not enough offense of weapons.
I mean, the defense of K-State tonight has been solid, and the board work also.
Little Rock will dribble this out and then try and get the final shot of the game, it would appear. Or maybe just dribble it out all the way. They'll just dribble it out and leave it as it is. 73-43 the final. Little Rock comes into Manhattan, falls to 10th ranked Kansas State. Jeff Mitty's team now 4-0 on the season. They get 4 in double figures. Zyanna Walker, career high 16 points to go along with 6 assists. Ayoka Lee, 16 points, 11 boards. Got a little bit of history. 400th win for the program here in Bramlage Coliseum since it opened its doors in 1988. And a historic night for Ayoka Lee, 61st career double-double, and she moves to 2nd on the all-time scoring list at K-State. But it felt like Zyanna Walker was another part of the story tonight. The first few games have been Poindexter, Taylor, Lee a little bit. Walker was kind of hanging back. This is the first time we saw her really kind of take over and be the offensive force.
Yeah, I think nice to see her get to the rim, hit some mid-range, knock down a couple of threes, but 32 points from the bench as you see some extended playing time, some extended minutes from that group. So you like the look of that group. 58 rebounds tonight on the night for K-State as well. So again, defense and boarding locks it down.
Let's go over to Hannah Whetstone, who's got Jeff Mitty.
Thanks, Ryan. Coach, I want to know first, what are your biggest takeaways from the game?
I didn't think it was very good. I didn't think it was very good.
On the bright side, you got 4 players that scored in double figures. What do you think that says about your team's, ability to know when somebody's hot and feed them the ball?
Well, I don't know. I have to look at the film. I thought Zyanna Walker gave us a lift. I thought we saw Maupin do some things. I thought there were stretches where Taryn looked good. So there were some positives from, I think, some players that did some things. But all in all, I didn't like our focus tonight. I felt like that was a struggle most of the night.
Okay, thanks so much, Coach.
All right.
Jeff Mitty, never satisfied as a head coach. Even in a 30-point win, they're chasing perfection and they're chasing a higher standard than just cruising with a lackluster performance, and you can see that the head coach did not like the focus tonight. A lot of missed shots by K-State, and they got good looks, but they didn't go down. So now you want to see how much of that is due to, again, as he said, perhaps not the focus being on, and how much of that was just the night you don't hit shots.